In Scottsbluff last week, we talked with UNL Extension soil scientist Gary Hergert. He's researching the growth of forages with limited irrigation, and as you'll see, in a year with very little precipitation, there's a vast difference between the performance of each forage.
Well, we started this project in 2009. There was a lot of interest in growing grass for cellulosic ethanol then, but always in the West, especially in dry years like this, we have an interest in how much forage we can produce. Most of the panhandle is under some type of water restriction, and so we really wanted to look at what our production potential was at differing water levels for both cool season and warm season grasses.
Tell me about the different plots you have here and how many inches they were each watered with.
We have a true dry land, so we have a 0, we have a 5-inch, a 10-inch, and then our highest is 15 inches, or in a really dry year like that, it may be more than 15. It's called non-evapotranspiration limiting.
Besides the obvious results that we're seeing here, where the most irrigated grass is obviously over a foot taller than the rest, if not more, what about the quality that you're seeing as well?
Well, in a dry year like this, the quality of our dry land over here is not going to be very good. There's not going to be much grass. But even with 5 inches of irrigation like we have over there, the quality will be okay. If you were a farmer, you would have probably harvested that before now. The higher water levels, the 10 and the 15, we're going to have good forage quality.
So does that give you hope going forward?
It does, and you know, in a dry year like this, what you've got to manage, if you've got limited water, you have to look at the species, you have to look at your harvest date, and what you're really looking for in terms of quality.
How do you think this data can be used going forward if there is another year like this year where there just isn't any rain to be had?
Well, I think this is one of those options. If forages get more expensive, producers may want to look at putting in some irrigated grass and growing it for forage in the good years, and if there isn't a forage market otherwise, maybe someday the cellulosic ethanol market will come along and we'll have some grass to grow for that. I think what it also tells us is that with a limited amount of water, say probably 10 inches, in a dry year like this, you can still grow some pretty good forage. Past work that we did with irrigated grasses, we said, well, boy, in western Nebraska, they'll take 20 inches of water. Well, they really don't. Last year, about 12 inches did it in a wet year. This year, it's probably going to take 15 to 16 for maximum production.